positions. 11, they should be treated as such. The Bears are back, baby!
Hello and welcome back to episode 60 of I75Live. Episode
60 episodes.
60.
Crazy.
We've got a lot, like always, with NFL, with college football. We've got a lot to cover. Week 6 of some of the big games. My team and Dylan's team. Let's get a little victory Monday clap for me and Dylan.
Beautiful. Sorry you couldn't join in on this, Chris.
Don't worry, we're not going to have
when
any
your team is
celebrations
winning
this whole
games and your favorite team is playing
3
good,
and 2,
and you have a good quarterback. For me personally,
you guys are 4 and 2.
It feels pretty good. So we've got a lot to talk about my team and Dylan's team.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth and long is back this week. We didn't have it last week because Flynn was here. We've got it back this week.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure he's got a ton of stuff to talk about because we missed one week. We'll get into week 7, our pick'ems, and we'll round it off like we do all the time.
Can I ask a question though? Like Dylan, is this going to be the first year that it's not the life cycle of a Bears fan?
It's still early.
We'll see. It still could be because
it's still early.
I did say that if they ended up winning this game, I was going to be a little delusional. I'm starting to get there. But, without further ado, make sure you guys leave a like on the video, drop some comments, follow our social media pages. We post every single week, and subscribe to the channel. We also post every single week on this. And we appreciate all of the support. But most importantly, we will not stop. So might as well hop on the train while it's still early. And
if you have any questions, suggestions,
yeah, that too. Or if you have stuff to send into the show, I know we did a box opening last week, and we've got the duck head right here. We've got Oregon right there.
Behind
We've got the hats. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. Football. Yeah. But this episode is also sponsored by KUTT Bet. KUTT Bet is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any publicly verifiable result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. Sign up today using code i75Live and stay tuned in later, pretty much the last segment of the show, for our KUTT Bet of the week. We've got another good one.
We hit last week.
Yeah,
we should be undefeated,
streak,
but we kind of got screwed to a blocked field goal. And, and a last second.
The Colts Rams. That last touchdown.
That last touchdown.
But I've got another one that kind of opposite of what we did. It's another large spread, but I believe in this one this time.
I got you. So, week 6, NFL, let's get straight in. First game,
Dawson's team.
Drake Maye
is an MVP.
And this game, I throw him up there.
Jersey.
He's been,
Jersey.
I know he's in the MVP. He's finally added to the odds list. I think he's like top 6, top 7, somewhere in there.
As he should be.
As he should. I think Mike Vrabel also is a strong candidate for Coach of the Year right now.
Oh, yeah.
With what he's doing.
He would be if he would be playing Travion Henderson more.
Yeah,
I think they wish they had him back in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, we played Tennessee.
They just fired their head coach.
And we played Tennessee this week, and it scares me because last time we saw this happen was last year when the Saints fired their coach, and the Falcons were supposed to come in and just beat the shit out of them, and then the Saints beat them the week after they fired their coach. So I'm a little bit scared that it's just going to be that. I don't want it to happen. We need to continue to stack wins, especially against, we have the easiest schedule remaining.
Yep.
We're leading the division now. We have the tiebreaker over the Bills.
Yep.
The rest of our division sucks.
For now. You guys got to play the Bills one more time.
We do. But if we win the games we're supposed to, the Bills drop a couple more at the end of the year, you never know. But this game was also officiated. I don't know if it probably wasn't seen by a lot of people because it was kind of hidden in a 1:00 game. It was terrible. There were offensive pass interferences that called back huge
I'm glad
plays.
to know it's not just my team then. That makes me feel a little bit better. Or worse, considering how bad the NFL's officiating is right now, it seems like.
This week in particular, it felt like there was a lot of bad officiating on both sides. Yeah. On either not calling it or calling too much. But no, the Patriots game, if you watched it, there were a lot of PIs called on offense. That it was just like
that's Stephon Diggs one on the deep pass,
and he had another one that went for a touchdown, and it was literally not even on the play, and they called him that he was blocking downfield. So there was a lot of stuff that happened that shouldn't have happened.
They're trying to make sure they're ultimately cash a little bit.
Yeah, people. There was there was a guy that I saw, and he said, yeah, I need every single referee's phone. We're checking their text messages. We're checking their apps. We're checking everything. Like at this point, with how much money is on the line and how much all of this is impacting stuff, they give me all their phones right now. We're going through everything. So I thought that was kind of funny. But no, Drake Maye, I think some of the passes he was making, the little he was stepped up in the pocket and then dumped the ball out. It was very Josh Allen, Mahomes-esque.
Stephon Diggs said that too. I know people were asking him about what he thought of Drake Maye and how he left Buffalo and went to Houston, and it didn't necessarily go the way he wanted, tore his ACL, and he goes, I've got a mini Drake Maye, or I've got a mini Josh Allen in Drake Maye. So it's...
Let me tell you though, I texted you. I seriously didn't even realize it, but our receiver, Booty, everyone kind of makes fun of his name, a Booty.
I thought it was Boutte.
He was the guy that went to LSU that got in trouble for placing 2,000 some odd bets.
9,000 bets.
I'm going to get his jersey. Fuck Drake Maye. So I didn't realize it, and then I saw a tweet that was like, "Hey, did you guys? This is him," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
What a guy, dude.
But no, the Patriots are playing. I still don't think we use Henderson enough. We need to really start using him more. I saw his, PFF sheet of where they show the passes for the quarterbacks and the runs and the routes and everything, and it's all literally between the hashes for no more than 5 yards. Where it's this dude is so explosive. He's so good in the pass game. It really surprises me too, because when we had McDaniels with James White, with even Danny Woodhead back in the day, for my OG Patriot fans who know who he is. I mean, we used those running backs in the receiving game so much.
Rex Burkhead.
Rex Burkhead, Marshall Faulk, going back all the way through, and we just really haven't. And I don't know what has been the cause of that, if we're saving, if we're being... I don't know.
My theory, and I guess... I didn't necessarily think about this until I saw someone mention it online. I think it was Twitter, but Mike Vrabel, I have to believe that it's Mike Vrabel that's making the call here to not start or even play Henderson all that much. And I'll take you back to when, I think it was Vrabel's first year as a head coach for the Titans. First or second year, they drafted Derrick Henry in the second round. Derrick Henry does not get any type of action or looks for the first 3 months of the season. And he's a Hall of Famer. Unanimous Hall of Famer. And if you can hold a 6'3" tank of a running back for a 5'8" pass catching guy, I have no doubt in my mind that it's happening again right now. For some reason, I think, and I brought it up a few weeks ago, that Vrabel is a former player. I've got to believe that he probably believes in a little bit of seniority. You've earned your spot in the league. You've earned the benefit of the doubt because you've been, I guess, a good player in recent memory.
Even when you fumble that much?
Even when you fumble all the time. Apparently it doesn't matter. It's very, I don't get it. Seriously, why would you not play your best players? I get you're 4-2, but there's room to say that you guys might be undefeated if Henderson is that lead back the entire time and
he doesn't
not fumbling
against the Steelers.
You've got 5 running back fumbles, and none of them are from Henderson.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know.
Well, there's lessons learned.
We're at least 5-1, because I think if you put Henderson in the spots where we fumbled in the Steelers game, he's not fumbling. We at least put points up on those drives, and we win that game.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would agree with you on that. But no, I mean, it was to say, we kind of mentioned the MVP candidate. I think it's stupid not to say he's winning and he should be in the league.
He's got to be, dude. He hasn't had a bad performance all year.
That, and you take him off this team right now, and where are they?
Yeah, they're not.
So that's kind of how I base same thing with Baker. Everyone's talking about Baker. You take Baker off the team right now.
They're winless, I think.
They're not, because he's had to literally win 4 or 5 games in the fourth quarter alone. This past week was the only game where they kind of...
You could honestly say that last game, it didn't end with a comeback drive, but they were down. Yeah. And not down, but it was close. And Baker, I think that bomb to Tez Johnson.
And the third and 16 where he ran for it and broke 3 tackles and all that.
So, and I love that. I thank you for bringing that up, because in the Chiefs-Lions game, Mahomes had a little 8-yard scramble and he took a hit and he stayed up. And Chris Collinsworth goes, "What kind of quarterback does that?" And a few hours ago, we were watching Baker break 3 tackles on a 3rd and 16 and running over linebackers and then stretching out and getting it. No
got
recall.
the first down. Mahomes didn't get the first down.
No,
it was
he didn't.
Just like 5 yards.
No, he didn't. But Chris Collinsworth.
Of course. Of course. To kind of go into the rest of the 49ers game, 49ers, Buccaneers. 49ers have they're hurt as all get out right now. I don't think Mac Jones played terrible. Bourne had another really good game. He's like their only option, him and Christian McCaffrey.
So Kittle might come back this week, but yeah, him and Mac Jones have been they've been connecting a lot. But the Buccaneers, I can't believe they're winning these games.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I mean, you take Baker off, it's not crazy to say that they are winless.
Yeah. No,
and
100%.
with all the injury, and now Egbuka's hurt. I know Mike Evans might be coming back this week.
Yeah.
But even that coming back with a hamstring.
Bucky Irving is still out.
Putting all the pressure on. I mean, if he truly is their only, I think, receiver that everyone was relying on Tampa to use this year, whether it's Chris Godwin, Egbuka. I know they're professionals. They need to be. Yeah. But when it comes to guys, that you were really depending on, you don't have them. So you're kind of going to your fifth, your sixth, your practice squad guys.
That's true.
To throw Mike Evans in there and just kind of say, hey, it's all on your shoulders now, coming off a hamstring.
This is his path to 1,000 yards this year.
He's going to go for 250 this week. No, I think the 49ers, though, it kind of sucks. We're going to see them on Sunday night.
They're in a really tough division, too.
That too.
I don't think we saw Seattle being as good as they are. Their defense is great. I think they just had 7 sacks last week. They beat Jacksonville. I mean, and then you can't count the Cardinals out. I mean, Kyler Murray is hurt, but Cardinals gave the Colts a fight, definitely, on Sunday. And
without Kyler Murray as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Say what you want about Kyler, if some people still believe in him.
Battlefield came out, so I think we saw that coming, Kyler. You're not fooling anyone.
Yeah.
But the Rams are, it's a really tough division. Very tough.
It is. But the Buccaneers, a ton of injuries. I think their defense is, we've kind of seen their defense isn't the best. They've had to come back almost every single game.
Yeah.
Buccaneer fans, be very thankful you have Baker Mayfield. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the MVP of the league right now.
I would agree. He has, if you take him off, and like we said, there's a good chance they're winless.
I hope he wins MVP.
I really do.
I'm rooting for him right now.
It'd be a great story. It'd be a great 30 for 30 on ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
Of just his whole story.
Oh, yeah.
Next one, Lions, Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are truly
inevitable.
The Thanos of all your failures brought you back to me.
They fought back to 500.
Well, you didn't hear Roger Goodell. Is this the official? Hey, officials, listen. We need Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. Do whatever you got to do to get the Chiefs a win.
I also think it's virtually impossible to play a whole NFL game and not commit one penalty.
They did commit 2 that were flagged, but they were declined. But that's what the Chiefs fans say. But big friggin' deal. They had a lot more than 2.
You look back, even some of the flags, like the Travis Kelce pass interference on the sidelines. I just want to roll my eyes.
The pass interference, there was a run where Travis Kelce is literally holding a Lions player and turning him sideways from the outside of his jersey.
As the running back is running right by him.
As he's running
right by him. And then at the end of the game where Branch, what caused kind of the whole scuffle at the end, it was a blatant block in the back. Not called.
Block in the back.
But don't forget Patrick Mahomes when he scored that touchdown. He totally taunted.
Threw the ball at him.
Taunted on that
pointed
play.
At him. And then flexed on him and then dusted off his shoulders. That's like a perfect, if you were to sit referees down in a classroom and wanted to go over what taunting was, they'd probably show that video.
Well, it's like Scadaboo got called for running past the guy and saying first down, and then that doesn't get called. So
give me a break.
There's a reason why I think people start to question this stuff. It
was the same thing with the Patriots too. It's like you can probably recall more than most because you watched every single Patriots game growing up. It's just the best teams get the benefit of the doubt.
They didn't win like
a lot
this,
of the
though,
times.
Dylan.
Not like that, but they did. There were a lot of instances where there were penalties
but you guys,
in the playoffs.
No. I agree with him.
Yes.
I agree with him. But when you look at the Patriots of how they were, how they won games, and then the Chiefs, I truly think the difference is everyone hated the Patriots because we won. And
well, they won any possible way. And it's like the Chiefs are winning the same way every time. Yeah. And it's like, it's because of one play that could have gone the other way and probably should have gone the other way.
Mahomes keeps it close because he's really good and he's able to kind of keep him in the fourth quarter. And then some controversial thing happens where it's like, really, should that?
And that's what we said last year.
They end up winning because they have the ball last.
It's so frustrating. And I'm guessing it's probably the same kind of frustration as people have with the Patriots is they don't need it. They don't need the help. Yeah. They really don't. They're good enough to win on their own. And they've shown that plenty of times. And now Rashee Rice is coming back. And so it's on top of that, it's just give us a fair playing field. Like we want to watch football.
I agree with you, Dylan. Fair playing field. This is not just an instance where it was one or two plays.
No.
I mean, that Kelsey holding play was right in front of the ref. They didn't call it. Trey Smith, another one when Mahomes scrambled. They didn't call that.
Yeah.
If you didn't see the article that SI wrote, I mean, SI, right?
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
They wrote this article and pointed out 7 key plays. I'm looking at it right now. Smith-Schuster, right? That block in the back.
Yeah, that's
like that was so. It was so blatant. And then there was another one lining up in the neutral zone.
A lot of them were a part of the play.
The teams right now. What SI came to say at the end of this article was that 31 teams know when you play the Chiefs, you're also playing the officials.
You have to play.
That you better play the best damn game you played all season if you expect to win.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Well, it does suck.
And I sent in an article too. There was a study done. I can't remember the exact name of the school. But you know what I'm talking about. To where they went through and looked and said mathematically
the Chiefs benefit like 30 to 40% more.
Have benefited from penalties being called or not being called.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that to where you can't. Like, that is why you have these conversations.
I'm really trying to look at it candidly. Like,
I am too, because I hate.
It sounds like we're making excuses.
It does, and I think Mahomes is an amazing quarterback. There's a reason why they're 100%. Always in games at the end. It's because of him.
That's my fantasy quarterback right there.
I have him in 2 leagues, so it has nothing against it. It's just like kind of what you said. They don't need the help.
They don't. The Patriots didn't need the help back then, and it's not the same kind of help, but it's just it'll be interesting to see. I guess the Chiefs fans had a point that when Buffalo was, at their reign, that a lot of the rule changes that happened because Buffalo was getting affected by them. And so I'll be interested to see if there continues to be a team that is just far and away the best if, the narrative starts to flip towards them. And then it's like, I mean, the proof is in the pudding at that point. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Next game, this one was
surprising.
We did really bad on the pick'ems this week.
Did we win any besides? I picked the Bears, but
I picked the Bears as well. We all lost. We all picked the Lions,
Oregon,
and we all picked Oregon, and we all picked the Eagles.
Okay, but everybody picked the Bills to win this game. The Bills were coming into Atlanta pissed. They were pissed. They lost the week before. They should have won this game, and they didn't.
Look, I think the takeaway for me for this game is Bijan is the best offensive weapon in the NFL right now.
There's a lot of different options for offensive player of the year, but I think Bijan might have it.
He's a stud.
He might be the best player. Well,
how'd they not give him the rock the last 2 years too?
They did. They just kind of were not very good. No one really cared about him.
Yeah.
But
no one really respected the pass, so it was easy to dial in on the run.
If you really watch this game, though, they had Bijan lining up everywhere. And then you had Algier on the field at the same time to have that threat of, hey, we can ram this right down you with Algier, or we can swing it out wide to Bijan and you have to worry about flying your linebackers out there to cover him. To mention, we got Drake London on the outside who can go win.
Catches everything.
It catches everything on 50-50. It's more like 80-20 balls for him.
It is.
And then I think, say what you want about Kyle Pitts, I still don't think they're using him right and enough.
They need to just swallow the pill, trade for a real tight end that you're going to use blocking, and move Kyle Pitts to receiver.
Because he's getting wasted. And Dawson, we're not picking him on Prize Picks anymore. They just don't use the guy enough.
Move him to receiver. They had it in the offseason. They talked about how he was splitting reps. He was during training camp, he was taking snaps and doing drills for both the receivers and tight ends. Just commit. Just do it. Like, he's 6'4", he's not big enough to be a tight end.
And I understand why they kind of have to, because then it will be a very easy tell of, hey, they're obviously going to probably pass the ball because Kyle Pitts is in the game. And, we need him to do some blocking to kind of give that element of they don't, you can't predict. But they just don't use them. I think the way that, Like, could you imagine Andy Reid with Kyle Pitts?
How do you give him a contract this year, though?
I don't think he doesn't. You don't.
This is it. This is his contract year. He has to make a splash, or else.
Well, I think a team that knows how to use tight ends as a receiver
will
trade
we'll
for
pick him up.
Or pick him up. Yeah, because this is his last year.
I don't think he stays with the unless he just blows up the second half of the year.
So can he opt out? Can you opt out if you don't have a contract going into your fifth year?
So what happens is the team decides whether or not to pick up your fifth-year option during your third or fourth year in your rookie deal. And I'm pretty sure they picked it up. And this is his fifth year. So he's done. He has to get a deal or he's a free agent.
Oh.
Or they can franchise tag him.
Okay.
Which probably won't
I thought
happen.
this was his fourth year.
No,
so
I guess
I was off.
fifth.
But look, I mean, there's still a lot of games left to be played. And who knows, maybe a couple injuries could happen. And all of a sudden he becomes a huge focal point of the passing game.
Yeah.
But to say the least, I think the Falcons, and I said it. I said it last week. I said there's a formula for the Falcons to win this game.
They're really good.
The Bills literally gave up, 6 point however many yards a run, going up against the team who runs the ball the most, and that's what we saw. Bijan almost had 200 on the ground.
I saw on Twitter that a lot of Bills fans. Let's switch the conversation to the Bills because who's to blame? Like seriously, and there's a lot of people that say Sean McDermott needs to be on the hot seat, and he should have been for a while. I think they believe that he's getting the benefit of the doubt for ending the playoff drought, and he's, ending the NFC Championship drought and just getting them close to contending. And their GM gets the benefit of the doubt, regardless of, all the shaky picks they've had and just a bad defense in general for the most part. He drafted Josh Allen. So he gets the benefit of the doubt too.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it's a sticky situation to be in.
He's hidden behind Josh Allen. He's lucky that Josh Allen is there.
Both of them are, I think.
Yeah,
McDermott and the GM.
Even I think their play caller Joe Brady. He's
going to be a head coach soon,
overcomplicates things
that too.
Like he's just. Sometimes I think you have some of these offensive coordinators who overthink it and just call what everyone is maybe expecting you to do.
Everyone's trying to be McVay, Ben Johnson, Andy Reid. Like everyone's trying to, imitate that flashy offense that always keeps you on your toes. The same, I think it was Ben Johnson that said it. A lot of these people look up to, I don't remember the name of the coach, but it was a coach in like the 70s or 80s that his whole philosophy was, you can run 3 different plays with one look. Like you can have one play be 3 completely different motions or targets, but the defense sees one formation and they have no idea what's coming. And it seems like a lot of different teams are trying to do that, but you've got to be able to, one, explain it correctly and, at a level that your athletes, all 11 of them, can be on the same page for. And you have to show results. And Josh Allen is, I don't know if they've ramped it up a little bit more in the last 2 weeks, but he's starting to turn the ball over again.
Well, and I think this is what we saw when Josh Allen first came in the league, where he felt like he had to make these home run splash plays, and all of a sudden it led to a lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers. And you saw it here. He was down. He was losing. It felt like he had to make these home run plays. I know the one interception probably doesn't really count because it was tipped.
Yeah,
and it was 5 seconds left in the game. But the one where they had the ball,
his turnovers
that almost led to the Drake London touchdown where his big toe was out of bounds. You take that. He threw interception to give the Falcons the ball back to make it. It would have been 28
touchdowns. Yeah,
it would have been 28-7.
Yeah.
And they're very, very lucky that, again, Drake London was out of bounds.
Yep.
So you look at that, and that is, I think, the problem is he is having to put his superhero cape on in his mind, and he's never been good at doing that.
It's no coincidence either that both weeks.
Hold on, let me rephrase what I said. Not that he's never been good at being like, hey, get in my backpack. I'm going to carry.
It's not
my
a
team.
Recipe for continued success.
That's what I mean by that. Yeah. Yes, he has done that lots of times, and he has the capability of doing that. But when you are down, this is why he had issues when he first came in the league of turnovers, because he felt like he had. That's what I mean by what I said.
You could roll tape, Dawson, and look at last season. All season, it was like, if Josh Allen doesn't turn into the turnover machine, he could be MVP.
Of course.
Because
and
normally
last year,
we could roll tape on every episode. You said that. And this year, he's making those mistakes that he didn't make last year. That's why he was MVP.
I don't think it's any coincidence either that both weeks James Cook has not been a part of the game plan really much. Or he's been a part of the game plan, but you're not getting much out of him. I don't know if that's the blocking or if it's just, they played 2 good defenses. The Patriots have been playing good defense. And the Falcons, surprisingly, across the board,
very good defense,
incredible defense, especially
their defense
the
is the story, I think.
Oh yeah,
it's the story.
Their defense has given their offense a little more grace.
100%.
Because now you're not having Michael Penix have to score 30 plus points a game and throw for 300 yards and not make mistakes trying to force the ball down the field. So their defense has given them a lot of breathing room and leeway.
They scored all their 100%. Points in the first half. They tempted them the whole second half, and then
they scored the field goal.
Actually, you're right.
And then they scored the field goal at the end to kind of put it out to a 2-score game.
Wow, I didn't think about that. Yeah, their defense, outside of the first drive, let up 7 points the rest of the game. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah. And as Colin mentioned yesterday, that if the Falcons win again on Sunday, he will be sitting in this chair next week with his Michael Penix MVP conversations.
He deserves it. To be
what's funny too is the guys on the radio this week, the Atlanta radio sports, they're so happy. Like there's no controversy. They're all happy and giddy.
Oh, that's how Chicago feels
I heard him
too,
say,
baby.
I heard him say, he said, this is the best part to be in sports, of when you don't have to look at the next game and go, oh, but we have to worry about this, and we get to talk about, no, the other team has to worry about this.
Oh yeah,
what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is fun to hear
teams
them
are
talk.
having a game plan for us.
But I think, exactly. Yeah. That's kind of like, we're not so worried about what the other team's doing and how we're going to stop them. It's how are they going to stop our guys? How are they going to stop Bijan?
Well, there is now a target on the Falcons' back. Like, they are no longer just a game where it's like, okay, no, this is a tune-up where we can try some new things out. No, this is a game you have to lock in for.
Well, and it's prime time too, so everybody's going to see it.
Back-to-back prime times, you set the expectation. Same way with the Patriots. You beat Mr. MVP Josh Allen. Falcons just did that.
Falcons play good in prime time.
You've got to go. They do. They have a really good record prime time.
Yeah,
I heard that.
They play really good in prime time.
But no, you've got to come out and go, okay, this wasn't a fluke. Back-to-back prime times, we got to repeat this and do this again against a team that you should win.
They're very injured.
You have to. We'll get into that later, though. Last game, though, I want to give Dylan his time to talk about his team. It wasn't the prettiest. It was an ugly, wet, rainy game. This is a game that you lose last year, though. 100%.
Just like the Raiders game.
I give credit where credit is due. Caleb Williams, I know they got a turnover and they got, but it takes all aspects of the game to win a big, I think, rivalry game, as in what it was kind of last year.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams marched down the field, got his team into field goal range. DeAndre Swift helped a ton.
Yep.
Their run game was awesome. I feel like that was something that I was concerned about. You guys got to be able to run the ball better.
So I actually I have a fraternity brother of mine who's a massive Commanders fan, and I texted him before the game, and I saw the weather, and I was like, well, Pat, it's pouring down rain, and we can't run the ball. Good game, brother. Yeah. I said, congrats on the win. And this bye week, notoriously, the Bears, at least for most of my life, after the bye week for the last 11 years, the Bears are 1-10.
Wow.
Yeah. They do not play well out of the bye week. And this is what I was waiting to see. I wanted to see an early bye week with a young, new head coach is kind of like you get another preseason. The first 4 weeks, you really figure out what your identity wants to be on offense, and you figure out who your key pieces are going to be that you want to involve in the offense moving forward, and most importantly, who your starters are going to be. And they switched out their left tackle for the first, I think, their left tackle was Theo Benedette, the undrafted guy. Remember from Hard Knocks, the guy that sang the national anthem in the Speedo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he got put in during the Raiders game halfway through in the second half and was lights out. And they put him at left tackle for this game. And I don't think it's any coincidence that they had their best rushing performance against a really good defense. Yeah. It's a good defense. And a lot of their chunk plays were from the left side runs. And so the O-line is by far the biggest story here. I mean, they invested $70 million into it in the offseason. And so you're finally getting clean pockets for Caleb. And yeah, he's still not perfect. Caleb needs to fix. He's good at the start of the game, and he's great at the end of the game. I trust him to lead us down the field. And he's done it more times than he's gotten credit for, just because we haven't gotten the win every time.
Yeah.
But the second and third quarter performances need to get better, because that's where he really starts to slip. His accuracy falls off after the first drive, and then he finds it again suddenly late in the game. So once he ends up getting that down, which I think he will eventually, it's scary. Like, it's really scary. And I think the Bears have a lot of weapons. The play calling is fantastic. I was watching a recap about the game, and just the game plan that the Bears had exposed everything that Commanders were weak in. And it was, utilizing a lot of their outside zone runs against their slow linebackers. And it was just, honestly, we talked about it before the game, we started recording, that there were a few plays that if had officiating or dropped passes not happened, we win that game by almost 3 touchdowns.
Well, and I know you can't base everything on fantasy, but Odunze, I think someone did, if he caught,
it's like 35 points
if he
expected.
caught all the passes that were called back or kind of, dropped or
he had
whatever.
An underthrow too.
He would have had like 35 points compared to what he had, six, something along those lines. So I think I do. We both picked the Bears to win this game. I trusted them. When I did find out it was raining, though, I was like, "Wow, they can't run the ball. This might not be very." And the Commanders are very good at running the ball, especially with their 2 running backs that they have.
Yep.
And with Jaden Daniels running the ball.
Speaking of Jaden Daniels, dude, I want to get y'all's take on this. I think, Jaden Daniels had a great year last year, and he was, the NFL tried to make him the new golden child with like all the coverage. He made 2 mistakes that lost them the game, literally lost them the game on Monday. And did you hear anything about them? Like, imagine if Caleb made those 2 mistakes and we lost. We're talking about that for at least 2 weeks. Even if he has a good performance next week, we're still talking about the mistakes he made. So where's the, where's the fairness?
You answered your
guys?
question. I don't think, unfortunately, it's never going to be fair. He's the golden child. He's the rookie that led his team to the NFC Championship game. So
he's not played good this year. He's been hurt, but like against the Packers, non-existent. And the Bears, they win that game if he doesn't fumble that snap. I thought the game was over. Yeah. I was sitting there 3rd and 1, just
you get a first down there. It's
and drop the snap. Yeah. Like, that's unacceptable. And the interception was horrible.
It was a pretty bad interception.
Like, bad. Yeah. Like, he got baited into it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, for all of this talk about how you're talking about how he's a, not flawless rookie, but I mean, there are people putting him in the top 10 conversation. Slow down, guys. And let's give Caleb the same kind of grace. Like, what the hell?
Or all of them the same.
All of them,
yeah. Yeah, not just Caleb. But I do hear what you're saying. Caleb gets a lot of shit.
Even with Bo Nix. Like, Bo Nix has not played great to start this year either.
Well, they barely beat the Jets, and the Jets had -10 net passing yards against them. So
where is the equality here, guys?
Always
went number 1? Yeah,
yes, no doubt. But I mean, Jaden Daniels went.
I just want them to give him as much praise as they do slander. That's all I'm asking for. And he was the reason we won this game last night. Like, you don't win the game unless there's something to worry about outside of the run game. They knew going into it that we were gonna be running a lot after the first half when we ran a ton. And so, outside of that last drive where maybe they were expecting some chunk plays, like passes to get into field goal range, you have to account for Caleb. And it's, he's a threat breaking out of the pocket. He's a threat throwing.
He has run the ball a lot more this year.
Yeah. So but I do think Jaden Daniels is getting a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know. It's just, he went 1 pick before him. So
we'll see how the end of this year, we'll see how the rest of this year shakes out.
I still think he's great. Like, I think Jaden Daniels is awesome, but let's not act like there aren't stuff that he needs to fix too. Like, But that was our last one. Bears are back, baby. 4th and long time.
Here we go.
Back to 4th and long, like we said. Didn't have it last week. We had
4th and 21. Not the way you want to try to extend it
for us this week.
I've got some fun stuff planned. So first of all, my Montana Grizzly football team. Throwbacks this last week. Same uniforms when I was in college.
Oh, yeah.
Same uniforms when they won the 95 national championship. They were on game day. It was freaking awesome. Are you guys punting or are you going for it on those uniforms?
I think the uniforms are cool. I think the more I love throwback uniforms, and there are some throwback uniforms that should be worn as teams' primary uniforms.
Like the Patriots.
Like the Patriots. I think even the Seahawks.
They look like Texas.
I think the Seahawks should go back to their throwbacks. Even the creamsicles of what the Tampa Bay Bucks wear. I think those should be their primaries. They're so cool.
I think Montana probably would get some scrutiny for looking exactly like, I think it's Wyoming.
No, that does not look like Wyoming.
The orange and yellow?
A little bit.
Totally different.
I like the burgundy for the Grizz. I think the Grizz's base uniforms are really
look good.
I like the gray and the burgundy.
Wyoming's.
Well, our woes started once we changed. So we changed uniforms. I remember in '96 when we were going to go back-to-back champs. We lost to Marshall that year.
Yeah, Randy Moss.
Yeah, Randy Moss. We lost
4
to them.
touchdowns.
It was in our new uniforms. We did win another title in 2001. Wearing the new colors, and I love the old colors. I wish we'd go back to it.
I like the old colors, but I'm also a big fan of the burgundy.
Is this like the first time they've worn the throwbacks in a while?
Yeah,
long
really?
Like for 40 years or something.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
wear them every year.
I like
Okay,
this.
guys.
One or two games.
Is LeBron staying in the league, ruining his legacy? So Stephen A. Smith, he basically went off this last week. Said he's 41 years old. He's going into his 23rd year of stat padding, making people think he's the GOAT over Jordan, not realizing that LeBron's taken 20 plus years to do what Jordan did in 13 seasons. That's right. So are we punting on his comments or are we going for it?
Oh, I'm going for it. And outside of, obviously LeBron's going to have the points and assists, Jordan leads in everything else still. And he's played 10 more years. That says all I need to say. He has more all-team defenses. He has more scoring titles. He's got more all-pro or all-NBAs, way more. Like, that's not even. So it's not.
Defensive players.
LeBron is by far, undoubtedly, the second best player ever. He's the most talented, but Jordan is the greatest because even you have to account all of it. It's the exact same where I think there are players that are more talented than Brady. I think Aaron Rodgers is more talented than Brady. Brady's still the GOAT. Don't care. Yeah,
I view it. I'm a huge championship guy.
Yeah.
That's how I base a lot of when I talk about the GOATs of sports, of, certain sport or all of sports, the GOAT of swimming is Michael Phelps. Don't care what anyone says. Yeah. He's won the most, has the most medals.
Usain Bolt.
The GOAT of running, Usain Bolt. Don't care. Football, Tom Brady, because of the rings. I think
Gretzky.
Yes, for hockey. For NBA, I think it's Jordan, LeBron,
and everybody else,
and everyone else. Yeah. So I mean,
then you start throwing in, like, you could have Shaq, you can have Kobe, you can have Magic, Larry,
and
like,
all
it
those
doesn't really matter,
and all those other guys. Curry's up in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's funny that Stephen A. He was like last year when LeBron was like yelling at Stephen A. for like his kid and keep my kid's name out of your mouth and all this stuff, and now he's coming out again being like, yeah, you're the stat patter of the NBA. I think that's kind of funny too.
I love it.
But Jordan's my GOAT. He's 6-0 in NBA playoffs or NBA finals. Can't take that from him.
LeBron's had 10 more years to catch him,
and those were 2 like 3-peats in a row too. Let's not forget that,
with a couple years taken off in between.
Yeah, let's also. I guess
he went to play baseball.
He retired for 1 year and came back halfway through the next year, so they technically could have been a 4-peat. But I do think if Jordan never took a break, there's a big chance they go 8 in a row.
Well, listen, if his father hadn't been murdered,
they ran the 90s.
He wouldn't have left.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have left basketball.
Yeah, I forgot about
that. Really
all that.
affected him. That had to be a mental big time issue.
Absolutely.
And I never got to watch Jordan play.
I wish we did.
I wish I did.
God,
but
you guys
to me, I'm so big on, if you're going to call someone the GOAT, they have to win championships. And 6-0, you won 6 of them.
That's right. I mean, Dawson, we were talking about Marino. Like, everybody talks about Marino possibly being one of the most talented quarterbacks ever. Like, you went down the rabbit hole the other day too. You said
he just never,
but he never won the. He got the one Super Bowl.
So he won't get brought up.
And even I think Aaron Rodgers, like, you've only
people don't mention him in GOAT.
You've only won one time.
He's only been.
How good was Marino?
He's only been to one.
Marino is really good. I think when I look at, I know this is kind of segue away from the original question, but when I look at most talented quarterbacks ever, of arm talent, of just, I'd throw Marino and Rodgers up there. 100%.
I would agree.
100%.
Yeah,
but GOAT talk, for me personally, you got to have championships and rings, and that's what I base my GOAT of each sport on.
It's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. Okay, so big news: college football timeout gate. Kirby Smart gets away with I named it Timeout Gate. I don't know if anybody else called it that, but a fast one.
Like this.
So are you punting or going for it? Was he calling a timeout, or was he some bullshit about clapping? Like what was that?
100% called a timeout.
He called a timeout.
But ultimately, if you watched the game and if you were watching the game, it literally had no impact on the outcome of what it was.
No.
But he was 100% calling a timeout. I don't care what anyone says. He can say whatever he wants. If you were in a room right now and you were like, Kirby.
Oh, why doesn't he just own it? It seemed like,
Kirby,
I got away with
come
that,
on,
didn't I?
you were calling a timeout, right? He'd look at you and smile and go, no, I wasn't. So he got away with it. I think he's allowed to kind of get away with it, like the big coaches and big players are with certain things. He was 100% calling timeout. That's my take on that.
Okay.
100%.
I agree. Yep.
Okay, so a few weeks ago we talked about
it was
crazy
clapping.
That's right.
This is how I clapping.
And like the mouth, he's like mouthing literally like.
I just like Kirby Smart. I thank you for giving us 2 champiomships, but my God, you make excuses like a child sometimes for things.
I've talked to a lot of Georgia fans, and they all agree, Dylan. Like he was calling timeout,
man.
Just
a big baby, and it's just come on.
So I sometimes ask you guys about certain rosters when you go back in history. So here's one for you. Can you believe that the Carolina Panthers 22 roster had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Christian McCaffrey, and DJ Moore all on the same roster? Now, they're undefeated this year at home. Okay, they're undefeated right now. Are you punting on the Panthers making the playoffs, or are you going for it?
The Panthers are a better team than I thought, but
they're not.
The Bucs and the Falcons are too good, man. And the NFC is so strong now.
And I know
they may win more games than we thought. They may get to like 8 and 9, but
I know the Falcons beat them 30-0.
The Panthers beat them. Yeah,
you do that again, and I think the next game they play, there's no way.
No, they beat the Falcons. Let's make sure we get that.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Just got the
I don't think that happens again. I do think they're better.
Bryce Young, dude, let's segue this, because it's like every single time that Bryce Young is like, his back is against the wall and people think his career is over, he puts up just an incredible perforance.
2 in a row.
That's right.
Yeah.
No,
good, props to you, Bryce Young.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're better, but it is, we've talked about this with Sam Darnold and Baker being on the same team and how it seems to be the trend. A change of scenery really
a good coach
can change the trajectory of a player's career. And we've seen that with
Mac Jones right now.
Mac Jones.
Yeah. It's hard to see 3 teams too. How often do 3 teams from a division make,
No, that won't happen.
It doesn't happen.
If it's going to happen, it's going to be either the NFC West or the NFC North.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Okay. So Adam Schefter tweeted out this last week, a lot of people talking about it. The last 4 quarterbacks taken first overall have had their coaches fired during their rookie seasons. Happened to Trevor Lawrence in 21 when Urban Meyer got fired. Bryce Young, we just talked about him in 23. Frank Reich got fired. 24, Dylan, Caleb Williams, right? They fired Eberflus.
It's a
and in 25
list.
Now, Cam Ward, the latest.
Yeah, Callahan.
Callahan gets fired. So if you're an NFL head coach, are you taking a quarterback first overall? Are you punting? Or are you guys going for it?
What I'm doing is I'm making sure that I fire that head coach that got me the first pick before I take a quarterback. That's what I'm learning here. And I think like it's bewildering to me that NFL teams have, such a problem figuring that out. That maybe you should probably bring in a guy to be on the same timeline as him. Like the head coach, he just got the first overall pick in the draft. He's going into next season on the hot seat. Like, what is the point?
Well, it's like Brian Dable
you earned that spot. Like, you sucked. That's why you got the pick.
No sense to me that this keeps happening. And maybe it is just because, the owners or the GMs, I would assume the owners probably have more say over firing a head coach than a GM does. And most owners just care about money. So it's really just, they'll fire them once they see firsthand that it's like, okay.
It's also funny, too, that it's literally, it happens to the same teams.
Yeah. Yeah,
it happens
over and over again.
It happens to the same teams
Brother, it's happened to the Bears. I know the Bears haven't literally done this with like drafting a quarterback first and firing him right after, but it's happened a few times where you take a new quarterback and then the head coach gets gone like 2 years later. It's not a good recipe.
It just completely resets everything, and then
Okay, so speaking then of head coaches, who's next to get fired?
who's next to get fired, it's got to be the Dolphins. It's got to be.
We play the Browns this week. We're both 1-5. Are you sure it's not the Browns?
No, it's got to be the Dolphins.
I think the Browns are fine just because they're
used to losing.
They doubled their lifeline by taking 2 rookie quarterbacks. Yeah. They have twice the amount of time to figure out if they have the guy.
I think it's got to be McDaniels.
It's got to be the Dolphins.
Well, I'm trying to think of other teams where it even makes sense.
Maybe if it wasn't for the couple wins that they've had, you could say
the Panthers, maybe
the Panthers, and maybe the Giants. But I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
Who one and done? Who? Aaron Glenn might end up getting fired. I think. Like that, they really seem like, I don't know if you watched any of like the Jets game. I don't blame you for the London. That team has already quit. Like that team was the Bears last year after the Hail Mary, but it's happening earlier. And I don't think he's got a grasp on that locker room at all. I think he could end up being one and done. It's either Aaron Glenn or I think it's McDaniel. I think those are the 2 guys.
Well, let's hope.
I think McDaniel's next. I think that's a great take on the Jets, though, especially some of his press conference and what he's saying. And
it's just
like I don't
think he was ready to be a head coach. I think Ben Johnson was, but I think everyone just kind of jumped to the Lions have great coordinators. We should poach them because they were the best team last year. It's not always the case, and people had worries about Ben Johnson. I think they were valid for Aaron Glenn, unfortunately.
Well, there's a reason why some guys stay coordinators like Stefanski for the Chiefs. There's a reason why.
Or you Nagy? Yeah, Nagy.
No. For the defense.
Stefanski is Spagnuolo.
Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. He's only been a coordinator.
He's only been a coordinator, and look what he's been able to do with the Chiefs. He doesn't want to go be a head coach. He wants to do what he's really good at.
Yeah, Vic Fangio has tried being a head coach, but he was the defensive coordinator for our defense in 2018. He's the DC for the Eagles now. Why did I say
he's
the Browns head coach? Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of that, then, so why are Chiefs fans so riled up over this win over the Lions when the Lions are not the same team they were last year?
No,
I mean they're going off of last year's.
Well, we already talked about that. It's just the penalties, but the Lions ran into a mean Chiefs team. Like the Chiefs were very mad after losing to Jacksonville, very mad. And so
take a couple let's not get it twisted.
They have a great roster. The Lions. Oof.
But you take the Lions touchdown that got called back because some
that turned into a field goal.
Fucking motion. You give them a touchdown there, and then there was another.
Some of the Chiefs' drives end up stalling because of penalties that would have been called. And
so that game gets completely flipped on its head. If you give the touchdown to open up the game,
I still think the Lions are amazing.
Yeah,
but I do think that I think the team was, I guess, at least on defense. I know they were hurt last year, but Aaron Glenn probably wasn't the difference maker that the Jets probably thought he was.
And to kind of finish around the Jets are hilarious to me because they go every time they go in a new head coaching search. They've had a defensive guy, then they had Robert Saleh, then they had all this, and it's like, what were you expecting? You were you signed a defensive coordinator as your head coach again, and then for some reason wanted the offense to just transcend into this amazing thing. So it's like, you did the same thing you just did and wanted a different result.
Insanity. The Bears have been notorious for that too.
But that's my take.
Okay, so guys, last thing. Let's throw a little baseball in here.
I hate the Jets.
Okay, baseball season's almost done. We're down to 4 teams, right? We got the Mariners, Blue Jays, the Brewers,
both
the Dodgers.
road teams are 2-0.
Who do you want to see in the World Series? Who do you really want to see in the final
I want to see
anyone but the Dodgers.
I want to see the Dodgers win again for this reason. So something something changes.
Yeah, no, I hear him.
So the salary of
nothing's going to change if they win.
They probably won't.
It will raise more questions to them being able to pay this amount
deferred salaries
and all this of the money that's coming in that's really not coming out until 15 years from now.
Yep.
I want them to win again just so we can really, really start asking some of these questions.
I want them, I'll take it a step further because I said it last year that this is probably the next baseball dynasty, and it's just unfortunate that you can buy dynasties now. Don't have to draft. I mean, the MLB is a little bit different just because people you draft don't necessarily end up playing until 3 or 4 years down the road, and you make trades for prospects all the time, and the trade deadline is one of the most exciting in sports, so there is a lot of turnover there. But it's just, the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers have a better chance of winning the next 5 than missing a World Series in the next 5 years.
Well, then maybe like what you said, if they win 5 in a row, that will. The conversation will have to be
two in a row raises some eyebrows, and then if it happens next year,
a three-peat.
That's the way I look. I know a lot of money is on the Mariners, though. Like a lot of the betting money is on the Mariners.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Dodgers win, though, just
Mariners
so we can start asking more.
Because if they don't win, then people are going to say, "See, it's no big deal. You can spend all you want."
I'm rooting for the Mariners. I like the Mariners. I'd be happy if the Blue Jays went too. I think either of the AL teams, I'm happy with. Yeah,
Jake.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
The Brewers, unfortunately.
For those of you who didn't just hear what Jake said, he said the 2 teams who haven't won a World Series
Mariners and the Brewers. So
that's who
he
would like guarantee a team winning for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
I would like the Mariners.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mariners outside of the Dodgers, I think the Mariners have
Fortunately, though, the Mariners look great right now, but so do the Dodgers. I don't.
Well, the Dodgers.
It's going to be a good World Series.
Just to paint a picture, like normally each team has like their ace, right? And they picked, game 1. They had Blake Snell pitch 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, and had one reliever come in, finish out the game in the 9th. Then yesterday, they had Yamamoto pitch a complete game with 10 plus strikeouts. And then they still have even more guys. They have
Glasnow still.
So you literally have like 3 or 4 aces on this team to go out and just, in a way, guarantee you a couple wins.
Yeah.
And that's why, in the grand scheme of things, a 7-game series, they're going to win every time unless they just completely explode and blow, on themselves.
Yeah, it's what? Say that again. God, this man's on a roll today. That is the second pause.
I hope the Dodgers win. So more questions can start to get asked about salary and how we pay players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's all I got for Fourth and Long.
All right. Thank you,
Great
Chris.
job.
Before we get started on our NFL Week 7 preview, make sure leave a like on the video, drop some comments, follow the social media pages as always, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel because we appreciate all of the support. But on to this is a fun week. There were a lot of games that I got to add because there are some matchups here NFC matchups that are going to mean a lot moving forward and AFC matchups that are going to mean a lot moving forward. And so this is
first game and with another London game.
London, yeah.
We are picking this one.
This is a good game.
Rams Jaguars.
It's a really good game.
I seriously don't know what Jaguars team I'm going to get each week in and out. I kind of have an idea of what Rams team I'm going to get. I know Puka's probably out for a couple weeks now because he hurt his foot. I still think they can run the ball very well. They're starting to use their tight ends a little bit more. Devontae Adams is getting used to, I think, his full capacity. And Matthew Stafford is, when he doesn't make mistakes and he's on. Mm-hmm. And Sean McVay is a great coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Rams for this one. I don't know if I fully trust Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence. I still think he just makes too many just kind of like bonehead mistakes, like where you look at your TV.
For a quarterback that's in his like 5th year,
you just look at your TV and you're like,
4th or 5th
why did you, what? Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
He's like the only quarterback to where I truly like look at my TV sometimes and go, what? What in your brain? Like, So yeah, I like the Rams in this one. I like McVay. I like their D line. I like their young defense, and I like the run game for them as well.
I think Stafford's playing out of his mind too. I think they had a little bit of a slower game against the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens were just trying to claw out of starting 1-5. But yeah, I think I'll probably take the Rams, but I am close to taking the Jags just because I mean, they lost last week against a really good Seattle team. But yeah, I'm going to take the Rams. Give me the Rams.
Next one, Eagles at Vikings. We're not picking this one, not primetime, not anything, but this I think can be a good game. JJ McCarthy is expected to be back, is what I'm kind of seeing rumbles of. You never know.
We'll see.
The Eagles, though, like we've mentioned, I think the Eagles are one more bad loss away from, I think, trading A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots.
Hey, man. Speak it into existence.
That would be really cool because I think you put A.J. Brown on our team right now. You pair him with Booty. You pair him with Stephon Diggs and the way he's playing. Pop Douglas, I think, is finally starting. We're starting to use his speed down the field. So that'd be really cool. But Eagles, Vikings, I just same thing with the Eagles right now. I don't know what Eagles team we're gonna get. Mm-hmm. And same with the Vikings, depending on who's at quarterback.
Which Vikings team you're gonna get?
This game is very coin flip.
This is a game that either finishes like 40-35 or it's
10-13.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's no team can move the ball on offense, and it's just defense.
Yeah. And I think because, Flores is one of the best defensive coordinators. Jalen Hurts has not been the greatest passer this year. Just saying, he's still, in my opinion, he's earned the right to be, he's falling out of top 5 now, but he's still top 10. We'll see if the Eagles can move the ball against Flores' defense. Vice versa. Eagles got a good one too. Let's see what JJ can do.
Yes.
It's been a while since he played.
This game smells like an under defensive matchup.
I agree.
Next game, Colts-Chargers. Colts, I don't know. You've said it. You said it a couple weeks ago. We live in a world where the Colts are the 1 seed right now at 5-1. I don't think anyone would have guessed that was going to happen. Now they're going up against the Chargers. The Chargers looked great the first couple games of the year, they've kind of just plateaued. I think
they almost lost to Miami last week. They drove down the field with like 40 seconds left to win that game.
Yeah.
So
the Charge, and they've got hit with some big injuries, especially at the running back position and at their tackle positions.
Both tackles.
So that hasn't helped.
Quentin Johnston has been hurt.
I still like their coach and Justin, but like we see, you got to have time to protect yourself to throw the ball down the field to the wideouts they do. Yep. I think Keenan Allen's been playing great. A nice resurgence coming back to the Chargers.
Ladd finally had a good game last week.
Johnson didn't play though. He was a scratch right before the game.
My player prop.
Yeah.
This
game will be fun though, because I think again, like the Colts, I'm waiting for the Colts to just be like, yep, there they are, the same old Colts, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't, and like you said, like I just said, we live in a world where the Colts are 5-1, first in the division, and
it's crazy.
This is the NFL for you. That's all I'll say there. Next one, Commanders, Cowboys.
Highest scoring game of the week.
This one I think I saw this morning at 57.5.
God, is that the highest all year?
I think it's the highest all year.
57.
It'll probably go down a little bit. It probably when it's all said and done, it'll probably be around 55, 56.
That's crazy.
No, this game I think will have a lot of points scored. The Cowboys can't play defense to save their life. Yeah. They have to outscore people. That's why for you fantasy managers what's his name? George Pickens has like 30 points back-to-back weeks because they have to. Ferguson has also been playing very good fantasy-wise, but also scoring a lot of touchdowns. I think Dak Prescott has also been playing good, but again, his stats are a little inflated because their defense sucks and they have to score a lot of points to keep up.
CD might be playing this week too.
I saw that as well.
He may be coming back.
I saw that, so that would help. The Commanders know how to put up points too. I think they're
going to be pissed after last week.
That too, and they have a better defense, so maybe not as high scoring. But this division, these two teams have always historically put up a lot of points against each other.
You remember last year, though. The Commanders came back and almost won that game, and it was, the fourth quarter had I think 30 points scored.
Yeah.
Could happen again. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to watching this one just for the fear. I hope a lot of yards, points, fantasy, all that stuff. This one, Sunday night, we kind of mentioned, we were talking about the Falcons and the 49ers a little bit earlier. Back-to-back primetime games for the Falcons going into San Francisco. I've got the Falcons in this one. I think the Falcons, as a whole, their defense is playing really good against a very, very banged-up offense for the 49ers. And I think they're going to be able to run the ball like they did against the Bills. Against the 49ers, use Bijan all over the field, use Kyle Pitts and Drake London when you need to, and then Tyler Algier to really just kind of be that meatball in the red zone like he always is. I like the Falcons. As long as Penix doesn't make mistakes, as long as their defense does what they've been doing all year, I think the Falcons are going to go back-to-back primetime games.
It should be Mac Jones again, but I can't see the 49ers moving the ball with all. Kittle may be back, but I just think the Falcons have a great pass defense this year, and so Jawan Jennings might be. I think he's questionable as well. Ayuk hasn't been activated yet. McCaffrey's still healthy. Once again, Fred Warner, McCaffrey, you're not fooling anyone. There was another ritual on Sunday, and you claimed your best defensive player for the year. I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth it.
Yeah.
But give me the Falcons.
Next one, we've got 2 on Monday night. Again, Buccaneers at Lions. This is also a very exciting game. I think
if Mike Evans plays,
there's a lot of injuries on the Bucs side of the ball when it comes to their offense, which kind of maybe evens out because there's a lot of injuries on the Lions as well. Mm-hmm. So it might be I'm the backup fest of guys that they're calling up on, from the practice squad to come up and play for this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Lions, though. I think the Lions' run game is really good. I don't think if the Lions can run the ball the way that they have shown they can and pass when they need to with the weapons they have, with Laporta, with all, the whole squad they have, I don't see Tampa being able to come back if the Lions are able to run the ball the way they want to and the way that they're probably going to, especially after losing to the Chiefs the way they did.
Yeah, and I think Dan Campbell came out and said he wants to even out the backfield, which means more touches for David Montgomery. I do think the Lions are probably going to win this by at least 10 points. I think the Bucs are really hurt. If they don't, Baker Mayfield is like, you give him the MVP right now if they win this game. And there's more injuries, but I do think the Lions are healthier. Aiden Hutchinson's playing like a defensive player of the year. And so, I think Lions probably win this one. It's going to be a really good game, though.
And they're going to come in pissed off, I think, a little bit. I know Branch got a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, he won't be playing.
With another injury of their other safety, Joseph, who we kind of saw that of him.
That could end up being the difference.
It could.
Baker can take the top off a few times.
I like the Lions at home coming off a kind of embarrassing loss, a little mad loss, publicly of everything that kind of went down.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell could very easily come out and put up 40 and not stop.
Going to take off the kneecaps.
I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be really funny. The pettiness that they have over there, they're going to run some other Jared Goff play.
Another pass.
They're going to make it the biggest effort for him to just stand there and stop for the 1 second that he needs to.
They're going to run that play, but it's going to be a wildcat run.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to have Jared Goff pause and go out for the pass, but then they're just going to run it right up the middle.
It's going to be something, and I can't wait to see what they do. Yes. Just the pettiness of it.
Oh, yeah.
Next game Monday night, this is the last one we were picking, Seahawks at Texans.
This is a good one, too.
This is a good one, too. Texans looked a lot better. I still don't trust the Texans O-line, and I think the Seahawks defense, D-line, linebackers, and their secondary are pretty good. We saw that against Jacksonville and what they were able to do to Trevor and the team that just beat the Chiefs. Say what you want about Trevor, they did, and the Seahawks came into their house and beat them, I think, pretty good when it came to controlling the game. So I like the Seahawks. I also think Sam Darnold, he's sneakily a MVP candidate again this year for the stats and for what he's not turning over the ball. I know he had the turnover against the Buccaneers and that led to them really losing,
dude.
But he has been playing very
on deep passes. He's I think a 99.9 rating, which is damn near perfect.
Yeah, that's
I'm
really
pretty
good.
sure that only goes up to 100.
And Jackson Smith-Njigba is playing very good.
Yeah,
Cooper
dude.
Kupp, I think, is carving out a little bit of a role on that team. He's not the star. He's not the focus.
Their running game isn't the best. So I'm actually on the other side of this. I'm taking the Texans because, one, they started off 0-3. They are this close to getting back to 500 after a horrid start to the year. And they cannot afford to lose anymore just based on how Jacksonville and the Colts are playing. And they have a really good defense. The Texans' defense has been one of the best all year long. And so their pass rush is incredible too. I do think that the Texans end up squeaking by. I think this is a really close game, but I think the Texans win at home just because they have to. Like, their backs are against the wall right now. If you drop to 2-4 and the Jags and the Colts are already in playoff spots, it gets a little murky. So give me the Texans. I'm rooting for CJ Stroud this week.
Last 2 games, we've got the Big Noon kickoff and the College Game Day. Big Noon
we got the Thursday night game too. We got to pick. Steelers Bengals.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah. Oh, let's do that one first, real quick. Steelers Bengals. I think this one is a little bit of a no-brainer. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I think this is a trap game.
A little bit, yes, because it is division. I don't see it happening, though. I don't know. I don't trust Joe Flacco. I don't trust that defense. I don't trust the O-line. I got to go with the Steelers.
Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals on a really short week. It's his, Aaron Rodgers was in a press conference and Cam Hayward walks by today. I think this was today. And they were asking Rodgers about on Thursday Night Football. And it's 2 40-year-old quarterbacks, and Cam Hayward's clapping his hands going, woo, it's the Icy Hot Bowl. Both quarterbacks.
He's the one to
be
talk to. That's even funnier.
There's no
He's
way.
also just as old.
There's no way the Bengals are losing this game.
I think the Bengals win this game. I think, honestly, like...
Or no.
losing?
Wait, no. There's no way the Steelers lose this game.
Oh, you think the Steelers are going to
win? The
win?
Steelers are going to win this game. I guarantee it.
I think the Bengals win.
I think the Steelers are.
I think the Bengals need this. I think they really need this. And I think that team is playing inspired football with Joe Flacco. I think they gave the Packers a fight. They didn't, it's just a really good team in Lambeau, but I do think this is a more winnable game at home on a short week. Thursday night.
Short week, really, that says a lot. When it comes to, you never know what happens on a short, and they're the home team, and historically and notoriously, the home team is kind of always just won on Thursday night.
Not recently, though, for some reason.
Yeah. Or even like, when the 49ers beat the Rams, and that was...
Yeah, that was basically
you never know,
a home
but I have
game
the
for
Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to be able to control the game. They've got a good defense against Joe Flacco. I'll take the Steelers. So now we'll get into our two college games. We got 23 ranked Utah at 15th ranked BYU for the Big Noon kickoff. I really don't know anything about these two teams.
Give me the Mormons.
I'm also going to take the Mormons at home.
Give me the Mormons.
I know we had Utah when they played Texas Tech.
Technically, they're probably all Mormons. I mean, it is Utah, so...
I know we picked Utah when they played Texas Tech. I picked Texas Tech to win. They did. Utah looked pretty decent in that game, though. I'm going to go with BYU, though. That's what I'll pick for that.
Give me the Mormons.
Next one, Ole Miss at UGA College Game Day.
Give me Ole Miss.
This is a good one. I was torn. I think the only reason I'm going to take Georgia is because they're at home. Truly.
Yeah.
And I know the Ole Miss quarterback has been very, very inconsistent because he is new. He's a freshman when it comes to mistakes and giving the ball away. And if you let Georgia have some turnovers, they're going to turn those turnovers into points. Yeah. And I think ultimately...
Or they're going to turn it into some wide receiver screens on third down.
You could do that as well.
They're going to do that.
You could do that as well.
That offense makes me want to vomit. It does. Disgusting. It's so ugly. And just
trying to defend it of like the coaches, it just makes me laugh.
Save it. I'll pick Georgia too, but I don't know. No. Give me Ole Miss. I'm a Georgia fan, but I seriously Georgia is just playing with fire. They've been begging to be beat the last 4 weeks.
They have.
They should be 0-4 against SEC opponents right now. And give me Ole Miss.
That's fair.
I think Georgia is going to do exactly what they've been doing all year long and play a conservative ass game plan. Gunnar Stockton's going to get sacked on first down to make it 2nd and 17, and then they're going to run a wide receiver screen that takes 3 seconds off the clock and immediately puts them at 3rd and 17. I'm not making that up, by the way. That actually happened last week against Auburn. That happened. I watched it happen.
It happens too much.
It happens all the time.
Show the camera, Jake. Show the camera on me. I'm gonna clap for Dylan. I'm clapping for Dylan because he actually isn't voting or really going with his emotion.
Oh,
so
give me Ole Miss.
Timeout.
I'm gonna go with Georgia. Just just because they're at home. I think Kirby Smart's record.
Round of applause, everyone.
Is insane. So I'm gonna go with Georgia. But I would not be surprised if Ole Miss comes in and wins. I think
they're a really good team.
They are a
really good team. Any news on if their starting quarterback is going to be coming back, or is this their starting quarterback now? That's healthy again.
This is the guy that they're deciding to go.
When does UGA fire their offensive coordinator?
They won't.
They're going to wait till the season's over?
Yeah, they won't.
They probably won't. I think it's just...
They're winning games. They won't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they lose this, you never know, dude.
Yeah, you never know, but I don't think they will. Kirby Smart, he won't do that.
Yep.
He won't blow up their team in the middle of a season.
No. Nope. So. I don't think he will.
Yeah. To wrap up today's episode, like we do with everything, we're going to go into our bets. My bet of the week, I was between two guys, and I think I'm going to go with the highest scoring game of the week. I kind of do that a lot. I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson. His number is not up, but if I had to imagine,
it's probably like 50 to 60 yards.
It will probably be around 40 to 60 yards, somewhere in that realm. I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson. I maybe to catch a touchdown too, because he's been really good at doing that.
Yeah.
Especially fantasy wise, he's been, I think, the number one tight end in PPR leagues. I'm going to go Jake Ferguson over his yards for the highest totals game of the week.
So I'm going against what I just said about the Bengals winning on Thursday. I do think DK Metcalf still gets his yards because the Bengals have a weaker cornerback room. I know they've got some. I like Jordan Battle. I like Geno Stone at safety. But Metcalf's line is at 58.5 receiving yards. That's like one pass from Rodgers sometimes. I do think Metcalf is their most consistent option on offense. He's on like a 4-game touchdown streak too. So
he is getting fed the ball. He's getting the same way Devontae Adams got fed the ball with when he was playing with Rodgers.
Yep. Yeah. Give me DK to go over that. Maybe even double it. Yeah. Give me it. But on to the cut bet of the week. So without further ado, if you guys missed the intro, KUTT Bet is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any publicly verifiable result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. KUTT users set the terms of any wager they make, and the possibilities are endless. Stop talking, though. Start competing against your friends and other users to prove who really knows what they're talking about. And right here, I know I said kind of the opposite of what we did last week. We didn't think that the Bengals were going to lose by 14. We were right. I think the Raiders lose by more than 12 this week. I think Rashee Rice comes back, and I think the Chiefs might beat the Raiders by 40.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me, yeah.
I like the bet because I like high numbers. I was a little, when I saw this, I was like, man, I could see it going either way because the Chiefs are always in one-score games. Yeah. It's a division game.
I think they play pissed the hell off.
I do too, and I think Geno Smith has just played very poorly.
He might get benched this game, like for good. Like this is, yeah.
And the offensive weapons,
Bowers might not play again. Probably won't.
Their defense just is not all that good, especially against Rice coming back. They've got a lot.
100%.
They've got a lot of guys that they can throw the ball to.
Yep.
I like that. Chiefs minus 12 to beat the Raiders by more than 12.
They're going to win by like 3 touchdowns. It's going to be bad.
Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap up episode 60. Thank you guys again for 60 episodes. If you've tuned in, if you've shared something, if you've commented, it goes a long way, regardless of how small you think it might be. But yes, episode 60. We're on what? Week 7 of the NFL. Yep. We're almost not halfway through. A little bit
close. We're getting close
to halfway through.
Since there's 18 games.
Next week we've got some like coach of the year predictions of halfway through the season offense. So we'll do that about halfway through the season. But no, episode 60. Thank you again. Thank you for sending all the stuff. If you have, we still have a Steelers terrible towel up here. I don't know.
I love how
I've let that happen.
Did you hear him? He said that those sell for like $60.
Yeah, he said for some
overseas.
reason they're very, very rare.
I wish we could start selling those. Figure out a way to sell them.
They're very, very rare to get over.
Really?
Yeah.
I got Andy for his wedding gift. I got him a terrible towel microfiber for his golf bag.
Oh, that's a cool one.
He loved it. Yeah.
That's a cool gift. But yes, episode 60. Thank you again, and we will see you guys. If you have anything on these games, let us know. Always comment. We love to
love the comments.
Any storylines, any injuries or players that are going to be playing because of injuries that might have breakout games. Let us know.
Yep.
And we will see you guys next time.
Sir, it's been real, guys.